So, as unfair as it is, there are certain times in a female menstrual cycle where she's going to find it harder to lose body fat, she's going to crave more and often hold more water. Now I'm going to discuss in this video, briefly discuss female menstrual cycle and talk about strategies to overcome the times when it's harder to lose body fat. So the first 2 weeks of the cycle, the follicular phase, so day 1 is the first day of bleeding. A female is generally more anabolic, she's more insulin sensitive, and she can lose body fat easily. Her mood's better as well. Now, if she's more insulin sensitive, she can get away with more carbohydrates. She's more anabolic, she can easily build lean tissue, or it's easier in that phase, should I say. And generally, performance and fat loss is improved in this phase. Now, the last 2 weeks in the cycle, specifically the last 7 to 10 days, the luteal phase, a female will crave more. She will be more catabolic, and she'll generally be more insulin resistant, so she can't consume as many carbohydrates. It's harder to lose body fat. The cravings are working against her, and they're caused by estrogen levels dropping, because serotonin levels and estrogen will go down together. When estrogen drops, serotonin goes down, and what we do is we crave carbohydrates because we know we're going to get a short burst of serotonin when we eat those, so it makes it very difficult. Also, water can be stored at that time as well, especially if the female has a luteal phase deficit, so progesterone levels are too low, because progesterone is a natural diuretic. So it can be very problematic at this phase. It's harder to lose body fat even when they're trying really hard, and if you want to gain lean tissue, that's very difficult as well because they're very catabolic. So what to do around this phase? Well, for cravings, I recommend 5-HTP. It works really well. It's the precursor to serotonin, and just take it the last 7 to 10 days of your menstrual cycle. This can really curb cravings because it boosts serotonin, and therefore the thing that they're craving, because they don't need the sugar. What they want is the way they feel when they have the sugar, and that's what 5-HTP will help mimic. So just take it towards the end of your menstrual cycle. Also, using cocoa or cacao powder, making a hot drink with that, with some almond milk, will stop cravings. It lifts mood, energy, and it can stop cravings dead. It works really, really well. Now, around this phase, sometimes it's worth seeing the last 10 days of the menstrual cycle as more of a maintenance phase. Carbohydrates need to drop because you're more insulin resistant generally, so reduce your carbohydrate intake at that phase. But then from day 1 of the cycle, first day of bleeding, you can then increase those carbohydrates and get away with more. But at the end of the cycle, you need to be stricter, but also see it as maybe a maintenance week where body fat should stay the same, and then really focus on it dropping first week cycle. Often weight goes up because of water retention, but that's nothing to worry about. If you get skin fold calipers, then you know what's going on there. So 5-HTP, cacao powder, see it as a maintenance week, drop down your carbohydrate intake, and that should see you through it. Now, as soon as the cycle has started again, carbohydrate intake can go up. Training can change as well. So in the last week of the cycle, maybe increase to higher reps and do more steady state cardio. Whereas at the start of the cycle, go lower reps with higher weights, and maybe more HIIT training. So see those as your real fat loss weeks, the first 2, maybe 3 weeks of the cycle, whereas the last week, see it as more of a maintenance week, and it'll get you through it. But those strategies work really well for my clients. You can also look at, if you do hormonal testing, I can test this via saliva or blood. It will tell us exactly what's going on. And if progesterone levels are dropping too quickly, then supporting that with some bioidentical progesterone, it will stop mood from dropping off as much. It can help with cravings as well, and it can also help with water retention and poor sleep and PMS and all those sort of symptoms around that time. So testing is a really good idea, but hopefully those strategies you can incorporate straight away. If you do have any questions about fat loss or performance specific to the female menstrual cycle, please contact me directly or on my website, craigbartonpt.co.uk, and have a wonderful day.